I think there are three really important things around philanthropy. The first is that there's a move towards something called total portfolio impact. And this is where people are thinking of using both their grants and their investments to do good. And it's quite a move on from where we were previously, where you would have an investment portfolio and then grants done on the side of it. People are now thinking of the full suite of assets that they can bring to bear to solve big problems in the world. The second thing I think is a massive takeaway and very important is that philanthropy should be absolutely central to a well-functioning private bank. And the reason for that is discussions about philanthropy are a discussion about what motivates you, what really drives you. And so forming the strongest human-to-human relationships is done through a discussion around philanthropy. I think the final bit is, how can you innovate? How can you be able to be right at the cusp of best practice? And I think a big thing about that is moving from academic to practical. So finding the tools within the business where you can access impact investment, that you can access philanthropy and have people doing it rather than just reading about it is a very, very important part of the mix. I think there are two big things. One is the rise of donor-advised funds. I think these are going to be an incredibly powerful mechanism for allowing people to do grant giving that is across the different areas of charitable activity, rather than just being tied into one very specific set of charitable objectives. And we're already seeing a massive groundswell of take-up for donor-advised funds. I think the second thing is, how can you really harness the power of catalytic philanthropic funds? And I feel that the Sustainable Development Goals are a very, very important part of that. So using the Sustainable Development Goals to show what is the impact of your grants, what is the impact of your philanthropy is very important. One, for bringing it into one plane so that you can see the total portfolio impact of your charitable activities. But two, it means that you can be signposting that you're working in this area. And then you can be linked with private capital, you can be linked with government activities, and you can use catalytic, innovative philanthropy to join up with these other actors. And I think that's the only way that you're going to be solving these problems. So donor-advised funds and the use of the Sustainable Development Goals are going to be essential in the next 3 to 5 years. I think the most important thing is this has been a very, very high quality organisation. It's been something that I'm very, very glad to have seen has stood the test of time, come through COVID, and now incredibly well attended. And being able to keep the quality up, come across a whole load of different really critical subjects, terrific. So very, very happy to be involved, and thank you very much for inviting me to speak.